Fresh meat.
Alright, let's see. A new way to play. Prior to attending this session, we'd also like to inform you of some of the major changes this update will be introducing. We have made significant changes to how Beast of Bermuda's gameplay loop works, specifically on Isla Titania, as it is being redesigned to offer a more fast-paced gameplay loop that continuously remains fresh, enjoyable to play, and accessible to all players. To accomplish this, we have made several changes to the game that are Titania-specific, meaning rival shores, ancestral plains, and older Bob maps will not have these changes and
Wait,
mechanics
what?
present. So it's going to be Titania-specific. So rival shores, ancestral plains, and other Bob maps will not have these mechanics. So it's only specific to Titania. So that means that this is going to be what it will be played, most likely, unless people don't like the mechanics. These include growth after 1.2 has been drastically sped up, now going 15x.
Wow.
15 times faster after 1.2 than it does on the public branch.
I think that's just for the That's just gonna be for the playtest, though, ain't it?
Oh yeah, I think this is just for the PT. That makes sense. That would be allowing people to get to max growth faster.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
I don't think it is. I think it. Well, okay, let's read further. Once you
Faster
reach
after.
1.32 growth, which should now take a couple hours or less, your growth will be paused, and you will see an in-game message informing you of this. While at or below 1.32 growth, you can now pause and unpause your growth at any time. Though you cannot grant a baby buff.
Oh no, this is like a real thing.
Yeah, so this was definitely.
This is 15x all
Wow.
the time.
So it's gonna be 30x on 2-time servers, right?
I think they're probably getting rid of that.
They may disable that, yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I would imagine. Why 15x though? Why 15x?
Because read further down.
You can don't get ahead of ourselves here. You can pause and unpause your growth by. Why would you unpause that? Or why would you pause your growth? Check next to your growth indicator. Okay, if you wish to grow beyond 1.32, you will begin the gauntlet. To begin, simply toggle the new checkbox at the character screen. A message will appear informing you that you cannot pause growth once you begin the gauntlet. And that gameplay will get more difficult rather quickly. As you grow larger, your food requirement... Ooh.
Wonder... Okay,
very cool.
food requirement.
As you grow larger, your food requirement...
you little AFK buttholes.
That's right. Your food
this is
requirement
going to be really...
will increase quickly, becoming rather extreme as you progressively get larger and larger. That's really good for us. We're PvPers.
That's going to be getting rid of all the AFK
really
people.
Good.
Never mind. They're just all gonna go to they're all gonna go to chill servers and only fight on the weekends.
That's possible. That's very possible.
Get rid of chill servers.
You know what? What if they disabled the features that these servers have? Like what if
That's what I'm thinking they're gonna do. I'm thinking they're gonna be getting rid of this stuff.
Maybe. I hope so. That way, like the game will be more about what they want it to be rather than
fighting and killing instead of sitting there.
What this, I don't know, very sissy style person's gameplay. Like
my dino mates with your dino.
Okay, so becoming rather extreme because we grow larger and larger. Growth has been sped up significantly, so getting large growths 2.0 and 3.0 plus now can be done over a weekend, provided you survive.
I like that and I don't like that. I feel like it's going to be... I hope they're changing something with talents a little bit as well, because if you're having 3.0 dinos running around...
I think it depends on what they want the cap.
Well, like I'm saying, like if you have a 3.0 dino running around, that's like drastically going to scare new people off. Obviously, they can get bigger quicker as well, but
but they're also going to have to be able to survive and not die.
I kind of don't see the difference though between like a fresh spawn dino and 1.2 growth being the norm. Though, like is it really going to be that different? Except you get your talents more up front now, unless they change talents, the way talents are done.
Well, as long as they don't make it to where you can pause your growth at 3.0 or like at 2.0, 3.0, and it constantly just gets harder and harder and
Well,
harder to
you
survive.
can't pause it
Yeah. So
after
now the
that.
normal growth is probably going to be 1.32, and then
Yeah, once you start the gauntlet, it says you cannot pause growth. So I
Yeah,
like that. If you choose to go to
that's
be that
cool.
big,
But
then
I wonder if it's
you
gonna
have
be
to survive and not sit around in a cave all day with a group of 25 people.
right, right, because you have to compete. Well, yeah, and then Irby's
Irby's, I
the way to
see, will
work
be
with
the problem.
Irby's. Well, no. I don't think it'll be a problem because the hungrier they are, the more they're of the more that are there, they're gonna have to move. It's from the
yeah,
way it seems, and they may have a stricter hunger requirement than
Yeah,
carnivores.
I do see it making them move. They will have to
They
move a
will
lot,
have
so
to
there
move.
will be
I'm assuming.
literal migrations going on for sure.
But I don't know what this how stringent this will be because like we've heard of stuff I forget what it was in the past that was going to get harder, but like it didn't actually get that much harder. Like I think it
Yeah.
was the dietary requirements or something like that where we
yeah,
all thought it was going to be a lot harder, but it really wasn't that harder. I don't know.
yeah.
It
But that's
depends. It
also
depends.
because maps fucking spam the shit out of the editing and just be like, "Hey, I'm gonna throw salt everywhere."
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you can conclude the gauntlet.
Hmm.
Oh wait, okay. Growth has been sped up significantly, so getting large growth 2.0, 3.0 plus can now be done over the weekend, provided you survive. You can conclude the gauntlet and opt out, or opt to reset growth back to 1.0 at any time. Oh, okay, so it's not even at 1.32, you'll have to go back to 1.0, but I doubt the time from 1.0 to 1.32
Yeah, they said you
I'd
can get to
imagine that'll be
would
1.3
be
in a
very
couple
a couple
quick.
hours.
hours. Yeah.
No, well, they said 1 point, or they said,
It's gotta be quicker than that.
It'll
At
take a couple
15x,
hours or less to
15x.
get to
oh, it's
1.32.
1.32 from 1.2. Yeah, so if you're like food sat, water sat, and bias and everything with
Ooh,
high
what's
I'm
culture.
this?
not
What's
I'm not
this? What's
against this
this?
so far. Let's keep going.
A state of sickness has been added to the game. Eating old meat, negative bias plants, drinking dirty water, and having the status conditions water poisoning, food poisoning, poor diet, or restlessness all have a chance of getting you sick. While sick, you receive a status condition to indicate the state of sickness and it will debuff you in several ways. Sickness is designed to be a deadly consequence for these conditions, and it can take a very heavy toll on your survival chances. It disproportionately affects larger growth creatures, being easier to contract and lasting longer for bigger growths. The state of sickness is brutal, inflicting a very significant debuff to several stats, including drastically reduced healing rates, stamina and ability regeneration rates, and others. You are you are a very easy hunting target while sick, and while using scent, you play a very loud and altered sniffing sound, making it possible for other nearby players to pick up on your state of weakness. I wonder if that's like the Moza, when the Moza's on land or in something that's in its mouth, or another Moza in its mouth, then they make that really loud sniff noise. Altered sniffing sound.
You can get told that
Players
you're
can
sick
also
by being
sniff.
sniffed.
Okay. So
Hell
that's like
yeah.
not just when you smell, it's just like that's the noise that you make. Players can also sniff you to tell when you're sick.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like a scent thing too. Oh wow. So this is like they're diving deep into survival now. Like
Yeah.
so no longer are the days that you can kind of like let's say you're Koa and it's like screw it, I'm just gonna. Oh, actually this affects herds very largely for Koas and Packies and community servers because if you have the poor diet, then you're gonna be sick, so your herd's gonna be like not as strong, not as near strong. So like AFK growing, this kind of shies away from, which is very good. Like people will
Yeah.
have to go around and do things. I mean, given that this debuff is significant enough, but they're saying it's brutal.
Yeah, but last time they said that something was going to
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
I think it was like the overpacking debuff, and it
Yeah,
was like
overpack.
nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And there's absolutely
Oh
nothing.
yeah,
So,
and there wasn't much of a risk. That's actually something I
Yeah.
wish would be more more brutal If they
Yeah,
make
should
the
that
just be a
overpack
flat-
debuff needs to be like
should be a
you
flat
know
rate.
you're up way too high in the sky as a bird, or your comfort's just dropped drastically and it can't be risen
yeah,
by
I think
sheer numbers.
I think the moment that you go overpacked, you have like a minute, and then
Get out.
you have like a minute to settle who needs to go where, and then otherwise you instantly start losing comfort all the way down to 0 to where you start taking
Uh-huh.
damage. That would be better because then you couldn't do the overpack.
But the thing is, with most private servers, is overpack debuff is non-existent. So I mean, obviously with Urbies more so.
Yeah, yeah.
What's
Well,
funny
that's up
though
to
is
them,
this
server owners, you know.
Yeah, well,
this
sure.
is literally gonna make so many people want to go to chill servers because of that 2.0, 3.0 thing. Because it's gonna be so much harder for all those people that have the big dinos and like to do the super AFK. Now they're gonna be super pissed, and they're like, "Oh my god, my shit keeps getting harder and harder the bigger I get."
I mean,
Well, let's keep going. Let's see what they say about stuff like this. And
So we're gonna lose another huge portion of players
I
because they're pussies.
okay, but see, like making the game more hardcore though, like allows our kind of people in, you know,
Yeah,
to
but our
where
kind of
you're
people
like that's who's
may be
left
here,
right
but
now. Like the sissies are what's left, and the hardcore people left because it's all sissies right now. You know? Like I mean there's so many passive people in this game right now, and I think they just kind of fell into that audience gap. Like that's who
I mean, they've
they
gotten accustomed to having things handed to them, so it has become a very easy
yeah.
thing to just accept. And they're like, oh well,
Yeah.
this is what it is. Let's just keep doing it.
But see that's what community leaders are now drawing. They're drawing that kind of audience. If they can't draw that kind of audience, we may see a new like crowd
or
join the game.
our game is just going to die that we love.
I mean, it's possible, but
At least they're taking a step. They're trying. So I mean,
yeah, I
there's
think they're taking
definite.
a stab at AFK people, which is good.
Yeah. Well, we'll see
Yeah.
how hard it gets after
I
1.32.
mean, I think
Yeah,
they've
yeah,
always done a stab at AFK people. They're trying to fix it, but it's just never been enough.
yeah. People like the AFK,
I mean,
which
look at all. I mean, I don't think there's one server out there that's privately owned that has the AFK debuff on. I've not seen one.
well,
So
it's not good for the game.
they need to get rid of
Players
that,
going AFK.
or I don't know. They need to enforce it or take it away the ability to have it turned on. But they
Well,
need to be hurting AFKs.
they have the cave debuff. I kind of think it would be cool if they had a restless debuff no matter what. Like, so if whether you're in a cave, like cave, it can happen sooner, you know. But if you're outside, whatever, and you start getting restless, you just automatically have to move. But maybe this will make you move enough, like with the sickness state, it'll give you enough
Yeah.
incentive to move already, which is very possible. Anyway, let's move on. Eating charcoal, which spawns randomly around the map and additionally spawns in abundance after forest fires, can help greatly with recovery from sickness.
And
I
private
like it.
servers will have 50 billion of those everywhere.
But I think it
Well,
only spawns from forest fires.
no. It
Oh no,
says
it's
it'll
randomly.
spawn
Okay.
randomly and then around with extra during forest fires.
Okay.
I mean,
What?
but Trevor is right. It's going to have private servers if they give them the power to do this
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
They're
gonna be
just going
fucking
to have it
everywhere.
everywhere,
It's just gonna be like salt. They're just gonna put it everywhere.
which negates this whole thing if they
Unless
if they
they
do.
prevent them. You know what? What if they put into private servers that you could only put so much of something? You know, like what if you could only place, like you know how in map editors where they allow you to, like remember the Halo map editor where they allowed you to place so many of a certain object? Like what if they added in that you could only place this amount of charcoal or this
Which
amount of crystals or this amount of trees?
I get where you're going with that, and it will work to an extent. But then you'll have the people that are Irby group friendly, or all for that, and they'll have like, oh, the servers that have the god spots for appas or whatever else.
Hmm.
They will
Karma.
have that
Karma.
spot specifically for karma. Yeah. They'll have that specific spots just loaded with it while everywhere else doesn't have it. So that'll just I mean, if with your saying, it's just going to be pretty much having certain areas that are god spots just filled with it.
and
Yeah,
then you'll
but
which is
have
only
honestly,
going
the
to
on
encourage them to stay in the same spot if they do.
well, yeah, but they're only gonna, well, yeah, if that prevents the sickness, yeah, that's true. But I think if people seen that though, and like there was one major group that inhabited that rock, there's gonna be a lot of sour people, and
I don't know. I don't
I
think there
don't think they're
would.
gonna want to play that server if one group controls that area, like, you know,
I mean, that's kind of how it is on,
karma.
well,
karma.
yeah.
Actually, and it's not just karma. It's like
It's
any
not
server that's
just
like
Karma,
that.
no, but that's the one we play on that we know of. But there's,
Yeah.
No,
I could
and
tell you, there's plenty more
I'm
like
sorry,
that.
man. Karma's one of the biggest ones when it comes to the whole clan
Okay, so
shit.
well, what if you can just not add charcoal to the map?
And I
And it
think that's
has
neat.
to
That would be
stay
I
nice.
and
think
it has to stay in those designated locations to prevent this.
I think that would be a must, that they would not allow certain things like this to be placed or
Yeah,
removed.
I agree.
Because there's certain things in the map now that we can't place. When we built Primal, we had plenty of things that we couldn't put down that were there, or we
Right.
couldn't move, or whatever. It's just fixed onto the
Yeah.
map, and there's nothing that we can do to change
And
or remove it.
I kind of
Yeah.
think that should be the same for
Oh,
even bias and
oh damn.
crystals, like, because I think those should be sparse throughout the map anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Well,
I mean, I
maybe
think they do fine
flowers.
now with it. I don't see
Yeah.
too many issues with bias. I've never seen an issue with bias ever causing positive or negative gameplay. So I don't know if bias would really be an issue. You could have
No.
500,000 bias on one spot. I don't think it's going to change a whole lot, really, in the
It
grand
affects
scheme of
Nah.
things.
trials though. It affects
I mean,
trials.
I mean, trials, yeah, but
Yeah, but there's plenty of bias around the map wherever you go to where you can get
yeah,
your
I don't
trials.
think it'd be really a game changer, anyways.
I wonder how they're going to balance the trials now for like the age. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be
I think it's just going to
all
be,
factored
well,
in.
yeah, because they did 15 times,
It's
so
got to change.
I think
Yeah.
it will.
How about lower the water sources needed, you buttholes?
I see.
Jesus fuck.
I totally disagree with Trevor though. I like the water sources because it gets
I
people
hate
out and
the
moving.
mass. Then no, if they
And
want to keep the water
Um,
sources, make fish need something else. They
yeah,
need
I'm
that's
kind
something
true.
of.
else
Fish needing like zones or something on the map would be great. Like you have to
because that
explore this zone
fucking
or
go get
you
40
know.
water sources because this map added 15 extra ones. So now you need to get instead of 26, you have to have fucking 41 water
Yeah, for
sources.
I'm kind of
trials.
in the
That is
middle on
so
the water
stupid.
sources things. I get both sides.
But they're
I
also
don't like
easier to
having
gain.
to. I
They're
don't
also
like.
easier to
They
gain
are
when there's
easier
more.
to gain, yes, but I
When there's
don't
more.
like. I don't like having a million water sources everywhere. I would like to see water being a little harder to come by, to where if there's not 13 water sources in one section of the map, people are going to fight over them at this point. Then if there
Yeah.
is less, so
I
if they have less water sources, there's going to be some turf game wars going on. If
yeah,
there's
which is
20,
good.
that would help with the Irby crop that we have problems with all
But
the
then they
time.
have to
There's
adjust the
so
weather.
many water sources.
Then
They
they have
could
to adjust
fix
the
that
weather. Like
by
drought would be very, like when there's a bad drought though, that gameplay is actually not fun because
Yeah.
then you have to log out. And if you're not playing the
no,
game, then that's obviously not good
they
either.
could fix
You
it
know.
by either reducing the number of water sources you can add to the map, or do the water sources that you add up to a certain limit. Say like you can add as many water sources to the map as you want, but only 5 of those actual like 5 of 5 water sources that you add will give you water sat.
They need to have it kind of like a river, if that's the case.
Yeah,
Well,
and
they could
won't
place
add to your
limits with that though too. They
no, I'm
could say
saying
we're
like
only allowed
make it
to
to where it
output
doesn't
this
add
many.
to your water sources gained, so you don't have
Oh
to
yeah, I see
get
what you're saying.
41 water sources. Keep it at a relatively normalized number of like 20 something instead of, oh, this map added literally a handful of water sources and now it just jumps up to you need like 40 to be able
Yeah.
to have 100%.
Yeah, that does get a little annoying, especially like I think it might have been like Thundering Kingdom when they like flooded the water sources and then
Yeah,
you
you needed
did
like
have to
50
get
something
more.
water
I
sources.
mean, it is Rival Shores and you can get around easy enough, and I thought it was easy enough to grab them as well, like and to get to 100 or to get at least to 100%. But like as a trial runner, like obviously I want to
Yeah.
have them all, but
And if you're trying to get trials on something like a Mega Raptor and you hit 1.2 in an instant, well, you can't get all your water sources within that amount of time because you
I
have to
would
do everything else.
imagine they would adjust it to that.
I don't think they will.
I think they would. They've gone pretty deep into this so far. I would give them the benefit of the doubt that they
I
would
give
do
them no
that.
benefits of any doubt. It's Bob.
But then you run into the next problem of I don't like having like during a big drought, like on a certain server that has certain droughts like super high. There's constant droughts. You know, it's miserable for trials because you cannot get them. I think if they just did something as simple as if you walk up close enough to the water source, whether it's there or not, give you the trial point
Yeah,
for it.
that'd
That
be
would make
nice.
a lot more sense. That way, when there's a serious drought, people like me and Rob and whoever else will that are doing trials constantly, like just like that, just constantly going for trials. We can't do it. And then we're just not playing the dyno we want to because we want to get the trials done. We can't do that with water.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like that goes along with also having the storm time needed for trials too, because that's just a shot in the dark. But
Yeah,
we're also kind of basing this off of our method of doing trials. That's not necessarily the way that you have to do trials. It's just our
Yeah, a lot
method
of
of
people wait
trials.
until they're
right.
bigger to recon
So
rather
keep
than just
that in mind
reconning at
too.
1.2.
Okay, so anyway, let's go on to the next one. Dying or resetting growth while running the
This is what I
gauntlet
want to
will
see.
award you a growth badge. Your biggest growth badge will be displayed by the character in the save selection screen.
Dun, dun,
Additionally, you
dun.
can see all of your growth badges by clicking the badge, which opens a gallery page. You can earn an infinite amount of these growth badges, and they continue to accumulate through repeated runs of the gauntlet. So, so is this?
Well, we
I
need to
want.
figure
Can you
out what
use
growth
them for
badges are.
anything? Can you use them for anything?
That's
Read a
Or is
little
it just
they
a
further.
way to
keep
We don't know
leading
flex?
yet.
up.
Okay, okay, let's go. Let's go to the next one then. If
Oh
you
yeah,
reach
that one's sweet.
2.0 or greater before resetting your growth, which can now be done in a single sitting if you're dedicated, you now also get awarded a talent point reset.
That's
Oh,
cool.
That's cool.
interesting. I don't know. I mean, it's just yeah, it's an incentive. I mean, I like it.
So like that's just like a perk almost. Like
Yeah.
you reach
Or
2.0,
you
you
could
can
go
now
like,
get a talent reset. That's actually
so
pretty
just
dope.
go like straight survival and shit until you're 2.0 and then reset and go your combat.
Do what? Sorry.
Just
He's
go
saying
like
build
straight
straight survival.
survival and then go till you're 2.0 and then just reset and go combat afterwards.
Well, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if I like that because I could see a lot of people going like speed survival just to get big and then changing their build to combat. But this
Right.
is
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
one sitting.
That's what I mean.
This is also just one sitting. We got to realize that too. Like we're thinking
Yeah.
2.0 takes a lot more time. They're saying you can do it in one sitting if you're dedicated. So
Yeah,
maybe that's
they're
not going to be
saying
that
one
bad.
sitting, but it's probably going to be if it's in one sitting, you know, you're a child and don't have a job, then
Well,
you can
it
probably
did
do it.
say 1.32 in a couple hours or less. So 1.32 in a couple hours or less. I would say 1.5 if you're dedicated, 1.25 if you're dedicated.
Yeah, we could bust
Or
that
if
out, no
1 to
problem.
2.0, I would say 6 hours, 5 hours, probably 6 hours. So I think
Because if it's 1.2 to 1.32 in a few, what did it say, a few hours or a couple hours? In a
no,
couple hours or less. So we'll just say it takes 1.5 hours to get an additional 0.1 after 1.2. So you have 7.7 more to get. So that's 7 hours right there. If it's only 1 hour.
I kind of
yeah.
wonder what the sizes are going to be like. Are they going to keep current scaling?
I mean, I don't.
Let's
Yeah,
find
I would
out.
say so. I mean, or they, it might be a percentage. They just do a percentage like they do now. It's
They
probably a
already
percentage.
adjusted scaling, so they have no reason to do it
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, so
I just want to see what growth badges are because
growth
Yeah.
it's
Read that next
it's
part.
badges
experience.
award experience, which can be seen in the badge gallery page. Bigger badges reward more experience and magnify the experience rewards based on the amount of gameplay time needed to earn them. experience currently just grants bragging rights, but it is
Oh,
possible
of
we
course.
may use it for unlocking cosmetics, rewards, and other big things or other things in the
That's
future.
concerning to me though, because it says, but it's possible we may use it. So unless, aside from that they might be doing it to just see what people think, I'm afraid that they're just gonna never do anything with it. Because you see how long
Yeah,
trials sat there with nothing done to them, and then finally something was done with it.
they need to add
Yeah,
in
but
the
like the
or
current thing is
other
bragging rights. Like
rewards.
hunting points is just bragging rights now. I mean, it does
Yeah,
affect your trials, but for the longest time, it's just bragging rights, and that was enough. But like, I think it's cool if they add stuff for it. Like, but you know how long people have been asking for like cosmetics. Like I've
oh yeah,
personally been asking
I
for
like
like
that.
purchasable cosmetics
That'd
for
be
the longest
nice,
time.
but
But if you can have a way to earn it and it's not purchasable, that's great too. Like I would like them to have a purchasable content like just for skins, just so they can make more money to come out with things faster. That's like the business sense that says, make
yeah.
more money, hire more creators, or not creators, but people to make content for your game, or like speed things up so you have like quicker
Or to be able to
releases.
set what is it? Not like set in stone release dates, but give people an actual indication of in these couple months maybe this is probably going to come out rather than
Yeah.
just leaving their
Rather than what they
whole
did with
entire
Titania.
community in the
Yeah,
dark
Titania's
on
been way too in the
everything.
dark. They definitely needed more like sneak peeks for sure. Like, if they just came out with sneak peeks consistently, like they would have so much more hype generated for the game. Like you could have a YouTube channel, which they do, but you would have so many more views on like what's going on with your game, keeping people interested, like letting people know that you're still,
Doing something
care,
rather
that
than
you work
sitting there.
on your game, like yeah, instead of just like completely leaving dark, because right now there's no hype generation except like videos like this, or people reading this, and I'm kind of surprised they didn't even release this, like the creator announcement to the public. Why don't they release this to the public if like
Because this is a
we are
lot
going
of
to
stuff that
release it?
is very, very subject to change based on the
Yeah,
Google
but
or the content creators published
yeah, but we're
test
allowed
batch.
we're allowed to release this to anybody though, so I don't know why they don't just
Right.
release this to the
That you
public.
think of.
Cause like okay, but yeah, but like no, yeah, that's what they said. They said we're allowed to
Oh,
release
okay.
this to anybody, any content can be released, and but stuff like this that we are looking at right now should be sneak peeks. They should be sneak peeks. I want
I
more
agree.
sneak peeks.
Yeah, and not the don't be listening to their Discord of the all those what is it? Jump on the bandwagon people that are like, "Oh my god, Apara's doing a twerk. Oh, that sneak peek is so amazing." That's not a sneak peek.
No,
Yeah.
that's still a sneak peek.
No, that's shit.
Okay, but what if they had far more sneak peeks? If that was just one, that's great.
If they
Like let's
release
say they
something
added
like
nine
that,
more sneak peeks.
yeah, they need to do another sneak peek that month at least that gives you
Yeah,
something of like,
something.
hey, these are kind of maybe some of the talent changes that are coming to be possibly, or this is part of the map, like
Hmm.
something substantial rather than, hey, look at this Lurdu remodel that's sitting on a rock making a bunch of calls. There's your
That's
sneak peek for the
still
month.
that's still a sneak peek. We just want
Yeah, it's a
more of
sneak
them.
peek, but it's shit.
We just want more. Like,
Shows no
cause
it
there's so
shows
much.
no
But see,
content,
here's
creates
the
no
thing.
hype.
Here's the thing. Yeah, they have so much here in just like what we're reading. I'm sure there's like tons more than what we're getting into right now. That is
Probably.
going to be, like they're adding so much. I feel like some stuff is gonna get glossed over. Like they won't actually be able to show how incredible this content patch is going to be because it's huge. This is like Bob 2.0. I mean, with all
Yeah.
the changes that they're making, this is like almost a new fucking game. you know, I mean,
Pretty
it's
much.
yeah, it's a complete new
It
game
could
at this
also
point.
be how
Seems like seems
some
like.
other games are gonna like are where it comes to. They said that it's only gonna be on Titania that any of this stuff takes effect. So all the people that don't like it, they're just gonna keep their servers the same, and we're gonna have the same old, probably possibly the same old situation of how O2 is. Hey, you got 20 people that play on this one map, which is Titania, and everybody else is on Ancestral Plains and
Well,
Rival Shores because they don't like the change.
yeah, well, chill
So they're
servers are
splitting the
definitely going to be
combat. They're
putting, like the other servers, I
splitting
would
the
imagine, because
whatchamacallit
it's
up.
easier. But I think they should just have Titania. I think they should only have one map because their one map is a representation of their game. Of of either what they believe it should
And
be
then
or
all the
whatever.
babies will cry that they lose their dinos,
I mean, I'm
which
fine
they
with
need to
that.
lose.
I,
Me
w- I
too.
wouldn't.
They need to lose their
I
dinos
would
because
totally
this
be
is
okay with like resets every so long too, because I
like
mean
it's
I
a
think it's
completely
fresh
different
for the
map
game.
too. Like it needs to be.
It also generates hype. I mean, look at World of Warcraft, how they re-released Classic, and how
Yeah.
much hype was behind that. It's unreal. I guarantee you, after every reset, you would have the servers get flooded. Flooded.
Like
People would come back to it for sure.
just like how Rust is. They're like, oh, my stuff's all gone. Oh, I gotta go back.
Right,
I want to be
right.
the first one. I want to be
All
the
right, all
first.
right. Anyway, moving on, moving on.
Hey, hit control and then zoom in. Make the text larger. Yeah,
There we go. Whoa, whoa.
that's a bit
Good for
much, but
my
Is that
old
okay for
blind
your grandpa
ass.
eyes, motherfucker?
it's better. Okay.
Okay, so a new leaderboard mechanic. Oh my gosh. It's in
It's
the
in the
works,
work.
but will not be ready yet for the playtest. The leaderboard will display which players have gotten the furthest in the gauntlet. Hell yeah,
I love
dude.
it.
That's
That's
so
kinda
I
cool.
love
sick.
it.
Like we were actually talking about this. We wanted the hunt point leaderboard.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is
That'd be nice.
kinda in the same regards to that, but I like it because it's, if it's significantly harder to do, it'll be impressive if somebody gets a high score. It has both a monthly rolling list and a lifetime list. Fuck yeah, that's so sick. That's so sick. It gives so much competition to the game. That's amazing. Kudos
Yeah,
to
I
the
like that.
devs there.
They're making the right choice with that.
Yeah, competitiveness is a good thing in games. Like
And that's what this game has
passiveness.
been missing. It's been
Yeah,
missing the competitiveness. And this brings it back to where people are like, okay, I want to get on and I want to keep if they're on the top, they're going to want to try to stay to the top.
yeah,
Or if someone's close to beating a certain person. Hey, I'm better than them. That's what this is all about. I love
yeah.
that they're adding this.
Yeah, and that actually brings up a good case for why community servers hunt points are skewed, and I don't like that. I don't like I think if there's like how community servers do like purges and things like that, that totally skews hunt points and makes hunt
Yep.
Yeah.
points completely useless. Like they're
Yep.
like it doesn't mean anything. Like so I think if there were a way to integrate community events and then pause like trials
Just
maybe
make it to where when you
or
turn on auto
something.
revive, hump points don't
Yeah.
increase.
Yeah,
Done.
that would be
Well,
good.
then they could still just automatic or not automatically, but revive themselves.
Well,
So just
trials in general get very skewed from events like that. So, like for number
oh
one, you're
yeah.
getting
Yeah.
hunt points. You're also getting fed all the time. You're also getting free water refreshes. You're also getting massive growth storm ticks. Like so, community events actually destroy the trial. Like they pump them up like crazy, which shouldn't be that way. So people are getting reincarnations that shouldn't even exist. Like, so I think that, but that's, how do you balance that, I guess.
Right.
I mean,
When they
I don't
turn
know,
on
that's up
auto
to them, I
revives,
guess.
just
I'm not a
shut
game
shut
creator.
off shut off whatchamacallit, shut off being able
Shut off
to increase
trials
your
in
trials.
general. Yeah.
Just like how they do with when you have
But gosh,
a
that
hacked
sucks.
dino.
Like that
Those that
sucks
aren't
to,
wanting to participate in that event are now screwed on doing anything trial related.
yeah, because
You
like
I
know
would
what
just
that
say
makes them
shut off
not
the hot
do?
points. I mean,
That
but
just
that'll
that's
get
just
rid of
give
auto
people
revives
incentive.
then.
That'll
You
give
want to
people
purge?
incentive to play official servers instead of community servers,
Yeah,
which
and just
I
get rid
would
of
right.
auto
much
revives. If you
rather
want to
have.
purge, you get a real purge. Like you die, you are dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, get rid of auto revive for sure.
Like
I
that
don't
is one
think
of the
there's
most
anything good
stupid.
about auto revive. Just
Unless
terrible.
you're like, yeah, auto revive and nothing. Just it's no good at all.
I mean, people did it for events and like requested it, but it does nothing good for the game, I don't think. Like it takes away from the original game or like their motives behind the game
Yeah, makes killing
and
use like
there's no
pointless.
longer survival aspect of the game included.
We
So
don't
it's like
need mini games inside of the main game we're trying to play. I think
yeah,
that's the biggest thing that they fail to realize or need to realize is they're just
yeah.
if people would actually enjoy the game as it's supposed to be intended to be played, then they wouldn't need these events. Like, hey,
Yeah.
grow for 6 hours, free growth, here you go.
Yeah, because that's
But-
actually a big thing that happens on private servers is that the private server will be flooded when this growth storm event is happening, but
And
then
then
just dies
dead.
off completely. And it's like, well, what did you even participate in the growth storm for if you're not even going to play the dinosaur? Like, there's no
Right.
point. So yeah, I just think community servers need less power. Like, they need
Yeah.
less selections of what they can do
100%.
because they are the people who are representing who the game of Beasts of Bermuda. Like, they are representing it.
For
Official
sure.
servers are not because nobody's playing them right now. And I think right now nobody's playing them though because Titania's coming out and they're like, well, Titania's coming out, so I'm gonna.
Well, no, I mean
There's
nobody
no
played
point in
him, and
growing right now.
nobody even played him anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
beforehand.
he got like
Right.
40 people on an official server.
I'm just saying currently, but yeah.
Well, let's get
I mean,
moving
look,
forward. Let's
Yep.
go on to the next.
All
And
right, defaulting to showing the monthly list of the best gauntlet runs to keep things fresh.
yeah, here you be able to see.
Here you'll
Okay.
be able to also be able to see all of your personal bests. Cool. We like that. That's cool. In addition to I'm not gonna fucking let Trevor read any. In addition to the
Ah, what you
above,
talking about?
some other changes pertinent to the gauntlet have been made across all maps. These changes include growth between 0.1 and 1.2 has been sped up a bit, especially for slow growers such as Apato, T-Rex, Chrono, Moza, Acro, and others.
I like
These
that.
values should now be between 45 and 90 minutes with reasonable food, water, and comfort. Wow. What, 0.1 to 1.2 and 45 to 90 minutes? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
Right.
dope. I like it.
Well, like when 2X first came out, I really liked the fact that I could get into PvP much faster.
Yeah.
Right.
Instead of
Like,
feeling like
Bang,
a
bang.
useless until you're
yeah.
0.8.
Yeah, because 0.8 was when you started getting like damage increase pretty good on like most creatures, but
So that'll be pretty cool.
I hope this 15 times doesn't like ruin the enjoyment of surviving to get to that, because it was before it was like getting to 1.2 was like insane. That
Well, it's
was
only
like
15 times after 1.2.
is
wait,
it?
what?
I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
thought it was the whole
1.2 to
time.
1. No,
yeah,
15 times is after
go back up.
1.2 for the gauntlet, is what it said. I'm pretty sure.
Um.
Growth
Oh
after
yeah.
1.2.
Okay.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
yeah, I did misread that.
Okay. So much. That's actually so much
So
better. That's so much
yeah,
better.
I like that. That completely
That's
takes
Than
away
what
why
I
what I was
it
thought.
complaining
said that it
about.
was talking about the 2.0 takes in one sitting.
That's
Okay,
cool.
yeah,
That's very cool.
I'm glad
Okay.
Yeah.
we realized that.
Yeah.
Or came.
Trevor being all smart. Occasionally you have your day. I'll
Well,
give you
I
that.
wouldn't quite go that far. I mean,
Yeah,
fuck all
I
you
said smart.
guys.
I didn't. Okay.
Trevor's still
Okay.
he just he has his moments, okay?
Still dumb. He just
Listen
had
here,
a.
all
He
right?
just turned on the light
Still
bulb for a
dumb.
second.
As long as it's not the onion, we don't need to talk about it.
Oh, the onion is where you get all your information from. We
Okay,
know.
okay. Several adjustments have been made to food values, water values, food drain rates, water drain rates, and other stuff that involves food and water to rebalance these aspects of the game. Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, wait, what is that? Oh,
Stop it.
sorry.
Use of the commands spawn plant, spawn carcass, and auto resurrection server setting are now only accessible in PvE game
Yes.
mode. Fuck yeah. Okay.
Yes.
We're
However,
like
we need to.
predictors.
All
Everyone's
of the
going to be
servers are
PVE.
in. Yeah, all of the servers are in PvE game mode. Karma's in PvE game mode. Oh shit, my dino might be dying.
No, it says
No,
it
it's
has to
not.
just
It's
be
PV. It's
PvE. It's in
PvP.
PvP, VE.
Yeah.
It has to just be
Yeah,
PvE.
the karma is PvP,
Okay, so
PvPVE. Yes.
yeah. So now we
It's what?
know they are setting limits. They're going to be setting limits, which is very good.
Oh my
That's very
god.
good. Okay, so rework how talent points and talent inherits contribute towards boosting the efficacy of a talent. Previously, each talent contributed equally towards boosting the efficacy of the talent. Now, each talent point invested provides 26.7% of the total talent's efficacy, which is 5 out of 3 being
Okay.
100%. Each
Interesting.
Okay, that's very good. That's very
Yeah,
good.
I
Okay, so
like it.
each inherited point provides 10% of the total talent's efficacy. So that means that, like Sneaky, for example. Sneaky's a very good example of this because before you only really needed like 2 sneaky to actually make it like that you were silent. So now it's going to be like you need 5 to be totally silent. Like I'm hoping.
Yep.
Right.
Or let's see what's another one? Is there any other ones that
Um,
stand out?
I mean, there's some. There's got to be
I don't know.
some. Good parent,
Either
maybe.
way, that's good. That's how it should have been anyways. I feel like.
Yeah.
So that'll probably buff and nerf certain talents on
Yeah.
depending on the level. Because 5 always stood out above 4
Oh, I
or
mean, like
3.
sharp teeth. That sharp teeth is kind of one where we ever anything after 2 was really not as it wasn't really worth it.
Yeah, like in the water,
So
like in
Yeah, it
like
went down a
yes.
lot.
yeah, all the
So now
aquatics. You only needed
now
1
being
point
at
to make it
5 is
huge.
going to be a huge thing. Instead, I mean, 5 before
Yeah,
was huge, but it was like
but it'll
okay,
be
is it
better.
3 out of 3 wasn't as important, as long as you had the first 2 points to really get those numbers up there.
It kind of shocks me they just didn't do this before. I don't know why it wasn't like this to begin with. Like,
Yeah.
why? Like, okay, so I think when I calculated it out at one time, I was a Moza just testing out Sharp Teeth, and 1 point gave me a 60% damage increase on another Moza that was
Yeah.
my size, which is insane. Like, that was. I mean, I think we might have been like 1.0
Wait, so
or
now you have to
1.2.
have 5 out of 3 to be able to have 100%,
100%. Yeah.
as
Yes.
opposed to 3 out of 3 for being
Yeah, but
100%.
it'll make 3 out of 3 stronger in some aspects for some talents because it's weighted
Yeah,
much
for some.
higher.
Yep.
Because it's 26.7% instead of just like after 3, it's only 10% of an increase.
So it will be. Well,
I
wait,
hope
no,
it
It-
makes
It's going to
3
be
out
because
of 3
both.
because if they make
So
3
you're
3 out of 3
getting more
shit,
value
that's
out
gonna
of the
suck
first 3
balls.
points than you were before, I think.
yeah, because it's not 20%. Otherwise, it would have been 20. So
Right.
the first 3 will be 26. The last 2 will be whatever that equates out
Oh
to.
well. Yeah.
Well, I don't even
Now,
think that their
they're all
percentages were right in
20.
the first place because when you get 5 of like say on Mozo and when I was doing the one things right, you get 5 talent points. It's like huge increase for the first 2. The third one is like I think it was 9 extra points, and then you get 6 points and then 3 points increase of
Yeah, so
damage.
this is just
I was
balancing
like,
that out now. So
shit.
it's not as such a drastic change from 2 to 4, or a non-drastic change from 2 to 4, I should
Yeah.
say.
Well, okay.
So
Well, hopefully,
this is a balance for it in a way.
hopefully 3 out of 3 will
Okay.
still be good then.
Yeah.
It will.
This is. I mean, who knows what'll actually come of this, but I like the idea of it, like
I
balancing
mean,
that out a little bit.
3 out of 3 is already 80% of the talent, so 80.1%.
Mm-hmm. So the last will be, yeah, each inherited point
This is
adds
really just going
10%.
to make plus twos and things just that much better. It's more. I guess it is a balance. It's just
Well, I think it's
it's
actually
it's
like
gonna
nerfed.
nerf
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
gonna
it's
nerf
gonna
some things,
nerf
but it's gonna
inherits a
balance
little
others.
bit.
Yeah, it's gonna be both. So that's what I'm saying. It's a balance across the board, I
Yeah.
think,
Yeah,
from what I can
it'll
tell.
add more balance to the game. But I don't think yeah, like I don't think inherited points will actually matter as much now, but they still matter. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
20% is still big, to anything.
I'm
Like
just
extra
hoping that it
20%
doesn't
damage
nerf
or
the
20%
talents that
like
small
movement,
dinos
anything.
use to kill the big ones.
Oh, that means Constitution will be massive and 3 points
Yeah.
to
Bugs
where
used
the
to only be
last
what
2 points.
10% per point.
Yeah, it used to be 10% per point. So now,
Oh
wow, that
jeez.
I'm assuming they have to change that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hopefully.
yeah, they would definitely have to change that.
Let's go on to the next one,
Okay.
see if they say something about it.
Several adjustments have been made to how creatures scale stat-wise at all growth levels.
Okay.
Generally, we buffed
Okay,
the
cool.
stats on juvenile and subadult growths. Healing scaling has been reduced for all creatures when growths greater than 1.2 are achieved.
Health scaling,
Nice.
not
Yeah,
healing.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
said healing scaling.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Health. So we have a better chance at killing big dinos now. Good.
Yep. Because they're not going to be ridiculously scaled at like 4.0.
I kind of
Yeah.
like what they're doing with everything because you're still getting you still have the infinite progression of growth, which is awesome. but it's also, like, okay, so you get better, you're getting better, you're still getting more talents, but they're still kind of nerfing the big dinosaurs, like
Yeah, and
just
that
a little
gives
bit
like
further.
smaller people to have a chance to actually become alphas on the server rather than the server just be
Yeah.
drastically outscaled by people that AFK'd for fucking 16 hours a day.
Yep. I
Right.
like that. I like that for sure. Okay. Isla Titania, new map. Isla Titania, however the fuck you say it, depending on your language. Titania Region 1 will be playable with this patch. Titania is Beast of Bermuda's newest open world map. New sections of Titania will become accessible in future updates. Currently only Section 1 is accessible and will be enclosed inside a walled space. The playable space in Section 1 is just under half of Titania. I don't think I need to go over this. This is kind of like
Yeah, this is just foliage adjustment shit. I don't care about that shit.
attempting to go outside the wall with cheats will eject the player back into the character menu.
They added foliage adjustments so you can identify plants better now.
Okay,
Looks like there's hints.
Sniff to investigate. Titania plants and other objects have been given helpful hints to guide players and warn them. Several fruit species have been added to Titania: banana, papaya, mango, pineapple, coconut, and blackberries. Fruits have satiation buffs and give good food. Some also give water. They're heavier than other plants.
Cool.
Kind of expected that. I mean, that's
Okay.
cool.
Alright. Several poisonous
Poison.
species have been added to Titania. Each biome will have at least one poisonous species. Sniffing suspicious plants can help you identify them. Poisonous plants give negative bias of various severities based on the species. All creatures can eat the poisonous plants.
Cool.
We are poisoning herby piles for sure.
Yup. I mean, you could do that now, though.
Definitely. Yeah, but they were glowing mushrooms. If it blends in a little bit better.
Yeah.
That would
Well,
be
not
interesting.
necessarily. I mean, you could have put for
You
a
could put 'em in
cactus
crystals.
or a lot of cacti inside of a tree thing. I mean, you still could do it.
But
It's
you can't
just
really carry cactus like you could carry. I mean, I don't know. I think depends on the weight of the things added.
okay. Well,
Okay.
large rock salt listing.
Added inland salt rocks to Titania. These are large rocks with a salt dusting, which creatures can lick to fulfill their diet requirements. I've always wanted to lick something in this game. Same
Yeah.
as with beach salt, inland salt rocks are more rare. Okay.
Cool.
That's cool. Medicinal.
Okay. Medicinal and comfort plants have new models, and they are scattered evenly across the map rather than in clumps.
Yes.
That's cool.
That's good.
Yeah. To encourage people from pinpoint locations. That's good. Keep traversing the map.
Yeah.
In search of medicine.
Oh,
I would say.
please, dude.
New
Please.
flower, pink cordyline. I think
Please.
that's how you say it. Offers a helpful prompt. Quit getting ahead of you. Okay.
No, I
Offers
was thinking
helpful
about something
prompt
else.
when sniffed and glows in the dark.
That's
Okay,
just kind of
what are
a
you thinking?
tip for new players, probably, is that one.
What's that?
Just to help new players, this pink
Yeah. I
flower.
mean, it's
If
probably
you
just the
smell
same
it, it
thing as
offers help,
sniffing.
like tips.
It's probably just the
Oh,
same thing
yeah.
as sniffing a
Just a
mushroom.
glowy
It tells
flower.
you it's poisonous and stuff.
Okay,
I
not
was just
all
talking about the hiding thing.
the
They
hiding
really
thing.
need to make the foliage not render out or stay rendered in the whole entire time, rather than
Yeah.
like grass wise and stuff like that. Because like
On a
when you're
bird when you go
hiding in
way high up.
when you're hiding in something, you should be able to hide in it, not fucking hide in it, and then the creature's literally 15 meters away from you, and they don't see the grass, so you're like, oh, there's a guy there. Let's
Isn't this
not walk
all
that way.
based on render distance though? Like people with shitty PCs are gonna have it better, but they might want to have it better because they have a shitty PC. Like I mean, if you can adjust it down and still be a better player.
Well, no,
I don't
you
play
can
with
change.
foliage on anyway.
There's games like you can change the render distance. I'm talking about like you can change your actual render distance, right?
Yeah, you
So
can.
like say the game only renders out everything 100 meters from your position. I'm talking
Right.
about specifically grass and certain foliage will not even go that far, because like say you're there's a dino that's 50 meters out, your render distance is because you have a shitty computer set to 100 meters, and this dino's 50 meters, hiding in the grass. You could be 50 meters away from it, see the dino because their render distance on certain foliage plants is just trash and it just disappears for some reason, instead of making it to where it's always there and just at 100 meters is when something will not render out. Because
I've been killed several times, and when I didn't know about it, I'm like, how the fuck did this guy know I was there? Like, I'm hiding in super thick cover.
Yeah, it just renders out.
That is annoying for sure.
If you have a shitty computer, just change your render distance down, and it should be a set thing. Like, you can't see anything past 100 meters because you have a shitty computer. Everything's just grayed out like fog past 100 meters.
Then birds see everything anyway. Like,
yeah. Well, we'll swap to see what they do on it, but
yeah. Not all foliage on Titania may be eaten to maintain the biome's aesthetic and offer hiding place for dinosaurs. This includes ferns, the largest jungle trees, tall grasses, large bushes.
Tall grasses that render out.
Specially made obstacles, temporary shelters, and miscellaneous debris.
Awesome. All stuff that will render out. Good job, Bob.
Ooh, under-over obstacles, nice.
Added under and over obstacles scattered evenly around Titania to help dinosaurs outmaneuver their pursuers. Yeah, I really
like
like
it.
this.
Cool.
Adds
I like
better
this. Good.
PvP. Anytime
Yeah,
you can
that's
do
cool.
that, that's great. Added temporary shelters scattered evenly around Titania. They are a type of rock lean-to that offers various degrees of shelter depending on the size of the creatures and are intended to be emergency places to hide in a storm.
So basically stuff we already have, like on Ancestral Plains, those little rock shelves.
Yeah, it's probably the same thing. I bet you they look different, but
well, it's a temporary shelter.
Well, it's the same thing. As you grow, it doesn't give you the same shelter as it was, when you were smaller.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying, temporary.
But you probably have to find like the right spot to lay or whatever to get maximize the shelter benefit and all that shit.
Hasn't really changed much.
No, nothing there.
Okay, mini shrines. Due to the scale of the map, mini shrines have been scattered across Titania. You can only pledge at the mini shrines. Sacrifices must still be done at the major shrine. So that's kind of cool, I guess. Mini shrines do not count toward your shrine's visited trial. They are an optional object for ease of use. So I wonder if they're just going to add 3, or if they're going to be a lot more plentiful.
So what I'm understanding is they're just making it so you have somewhere to pledge before, if you were to die before visiting all the shrines. I think is what that's doing. It's that way your trial points are off your second best earlier.
I guess.
I mean, it doesn't hurt. It's whatever.
Yeah, it removes some of the congestion around the shrines for sure.
Yeah.
Like that's actually a problem on community servers. Like enough of a problem to where they say you're not allowed to kill on shrines.
Yeah.
What do we got next?
Okay. Miscellaneous Titania adjustments. Biomes have various color filters in their post-processing to give players a more immersive experience. This feature may make skins and objects in the arid zones appear warmer or the deep ocean cooler, etc.
Cool, I guess.
Sure, it's an option. Added named biomes and water sources to Section 1 of Titania to discover. Okay. Lore and secrets can be found on the map using clues in the environment.
I like that.
Ooh, what's the secrets? Secrets can be found.
Who knows? Probably for badges, I would assume.
Yeah, maybe like Easter eggs. Like if you find certain Easter eggs or uncover more of the lore, then you can get stuff like that, like badges or achievements.
Yeah,
or
I'd imagine you get a badge.
They're setting up an achievement system through the badges.
Yeah, for sure.
Titania has a new night filter to make it easier to see in the dark while remaining cinematic and immersive.
I don't know.
No, make it harder to see in the dark.
Yeah,
it's dark. It's night.
I don't like it when it's harder to see in the dark. Though.
I'm both on that because it does. If it's too dark, it is.
No, you don't have to do the. You don't have to do the aisle
to look
or
at the thing and
but
the
if you
screen
think
and
about
looking at it.
Did dinosaurs have night vision? They might have,
Right, but that's where I'm more so liking it because then you can see a little bit better and it's.
Yeah, but they don't have to do what the aisle does or Rust, but just make it like Make it decently hard to see so you can actually ambush motherfuckers.
We already use gamma. You know, everybody
That's
has
true.
access to the gamma in the settings. Like,
Yeah.
but okay, so the Isle
Ow.
does super dark. Like I've played it, and you kind of you have to like tweak with your graphics card to mess with that and see better. Like
NVIDIA
that
filters
night
and
mode,
shit.
yeah. But that night mode, I do not like Isle's night vision mode. Like I think it's like annoying. It's very annoying. Like so,
I don't want
hopefully
it to
this
be
just makes
like
it easier.
fish in the water, like where it's super dark, and
Yeah.
it's a certain extent to the fog is nice, but when it's so dark that you're like squinting and moving closer to your screen, it becomes uncomfortable at that point. So hopefully it's nothing like that, but um,
Well, it's
I
gonna be
think more
making it
of a
easier to see. So
Yeah.
while still remaining cinematic and immersive. I can guarantee you, like, I go outside right now and go hunting or something, I can still see wherever the hell I'm going. You know, in the Isle, it's
right,
not like that. It's like
right.
way too hard. And I mean,
Right.
they have a night vision, but it's like, I don't know. I don't like it. Titania will not be compatible with the foliage placement tool until the map is fully released in all of its respective sections and expansions. Well, that's cool. So that way we won't have that over empowerment of the charcoal and the herby herds. They can still make god
Yeah.
spots, but they can't prevent their sickness at least. Save data from older maps will not be transferable to Titania. Titania's save data can be transferred to older maps. This is temporary change to allow development clear beginning to end feedback for the initial map launch. Please give us your feedback back on the map thus far.
I like that they cannot transfer the data to a dino from official 2 to Titania.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
like that. It's
considering it's a
fresh,
new
fresh,
map.
fresh.
Fresh slate.
It's not a
Yeah.
fucking.
Cool.
But that's
On to the next.
still kind of
That's
leaves
up
the
for.
problem that it's going to eventually get to the same problems that it used
It
to be.
will, and yes, it will, but it's temporary.
But I don't know. This may actually balance out because like they nerfed bigger dinos. Remember the health
Right.
scaling? Like they nerfed bigger dinos a little bit more, and you can
And made
grow
it
faster now.
faster for
So
us to grow faster.
yeah.
Yeah. So we.
Well, everybody grows the same rate, really.
Right.
So
But if there's like a mega dino that's like 4.1, then like we can at least get to 2.0 probably in like 6-7 hours and fight them.
yeah. Yeah, I think it'll probably balance a lot of things out, really. Okay, so additional changes. On top of all that, we have some other changes to look out for while playing too. The new Lurdusaurus has been added to the game. This includes its new bottom walking mechanic and a new shoulder check move it does, which has replaced its stomp.
Okay.
Bottom walking.
So they
Probably
can walk
walking
on
on
the
the
bottom
bottom
of
of the
the
ocean.
ocean.
What does that do though? Just purely looks, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe.
Like purely
Just a
cosmetic.
mechanic, so probably I don't know. Other
Maybe
than
you could stick to it. Like I don't know
Yeah.
why you'd want to
Yeah.
though. Like wouldn't you want to be free?
You,
Right. I don't know.
Unless you're maybe trying to get under something, like the under and over thing.
Yeah,
It
true.
has something to do with that. I don't know. Or you could just swim.
maybe they're like hippos
I don't-
now and they can't swim. They have to walk on the bottom and jump off.
I couldn't. I couldn't
Nah,
imagine
they
that.
wouldn't do
There's no
that. There's
way.
no way.
Well, hippos can swim, dude. They can swim like a motherfucker.
I'm pretty sure hippos have to run across the bottom.
Hippos can swim, dude. They're very good swimmers.
Really?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like sperm. Alright. Okay, replace the swamp. Okay, shoulder check replaces the
Hippos
swamp. I
can't
wonder if that's
swim.
the charge. Yeah, they can. They
what?
can swim.
The next one.
Well, they can't. I'm looking at it
What?
right now. Hippos can't swim.
Well,
Huh.
okay, whatever. We'll debate it later. The Megalosaurus has been
Motherfucker, lie to me.
renamed to
Wahenovator.
Wehenvator.
Wait, hold on. How do you
Okay,
spell
this
it? I
is-
want to see if that's actually a
Okay,
thing.
this is good. This is good. I actually just talked about this. The Meg. I just complained about this, like because Meg and Megaraptor have always conflicted with each other.
I agree.
Wehenvenator.
Oh, wow, that's kind of cool. I
That's
just looked
actually
it up.
good to avoid confusion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it says that they.
Mid-range. That's
I
kind of
mean,
cool.
yeah, they resemble the Megalosaurus. So I mean,
What is it? The
I didn't even
megalos
look it
have
up,
been
but
renamed to
Wehan
Venator.
Venator. I wish
it's
it was.
the
Venator.
I wish it
genius of a
was
megalosaurid
easier to
theropod
pronounce. That would have been
dinosaur.
nice, but like okay, but that was a big issue though before like Mega Raptor and
Venator.
Megalosaurus. Like, yeah.
Yeah, everybody
From
was
here,
Legend.
calling them
people are going to be like,
Megs.
"Hey, you want to play the Weehees? Let's play the
The
Weehees." I'm saying it now, Weehees. It's what it's going to be.
That's definitely
the
like
new
a
Weehees.
German dinosaur name.
Weihen.
No, it's the Weehees.
Venator.
Bro, I got a
Weihen
3.0
Venator.
Weehee. It's yeah.
Alright. There are biomes on Titania, and there is an associated trail for visiting all the biomes. Okay, that's cool.
Cool.
It's another reason to travel. I like it. Gameplay music has been added to Isla Titania. Be on the lookout for it and make sure your music volume is turned on. Many of the different biomes around the map have biome specific music, and other events in games such as sunrise, sunset, and combat will also have unique music to play. Each biome also has a one-time special music track when it plays when you enter the biome for the first time on a creature. It's about
I mean, that's
That's
cool.
similar to
I
that.
have my
cool.
music off right now,
I do
so
too.
Yeah,
it'll be
I'm gonna
something.
keep mine off. So
Yeah, I listen
But
to
I'd
my
rather hear
own
sound
music
steps
usually.
than,
yeah.
or I'd rather hear footsteps than music. So
Oh,
But
yes. I
cool,
love it. The
cool,
next
but
part.
unnecessary. Okay, sounds.
I love it.
Sounds now spatialize, making roars, calls, and other sounds sound more distant when physically further away on the map. Longer distance sounds now propagate a lot further than before. Cool. So players
Yes,
can call to
yes.
one another across more significant distances.
hell
Hell yeah,
yeah.
that's dope. Instead of just
That is
like
Uh,
phasing out.
something that's been needed for
Yeah,
so
and
long.
that'll add such a ambiance feel to the
Yeah,
map, like the
hearing
Isle
people.
has. The Isle
Yeah,
does have that, and they do it very very well. Except their sound is like shit compared to Beast of Bermuda, and yeah, that's fucking dope. Okay,
that'll be
that's very good.
nice.
Yeah, I love it.
Creatures can now get wet. Fuck
Ooh.
yeah, they can.
What?
Yeah, moist and wet.
Muddy, sandy, bloody, and now
Oh
drip
no.
water when
Oh
play
no.
splash effects.
Splash effects.
Oh
Ah,
wow.
Jesus Christ,
And
that's
play
gonna be
splash
so
effects.
insanely loud like it is right now and
Oh
break your
my god.
eardrums for no
Fuck.
reason.
I ain't taking
I
Whoa.
Aqua
think they need to
anymore.
lower it for the player that's in, that
Drip water and play
dinosaur,
splash
like a
effects.
Lurdu splashing across the water
Yeah.
or darting across. I think they need to
Yeah.
lower it
And
significantly.
lower
And
how
lower
long the splash
environmental noises
lasts.
too. I know you can do the slider, but they need to lower that too.
Yeah,
But yeah, what
tornadoes,
if
rain, all that stuff is way too
why
loud.
why are they adding the wet just to increase immersion?
Well,
I guess like make
it's
I don't
no.
letting.
It
know.
sounds like when
Read
you're
further
wet
down.
and you're running around the map, you'll be louder because you'll drip water or
No, it's
blood.
not saying it's making noises. I think it's just a
Okay, well
pure.
Trevor said keep reading. So three types of critter AI have been added to the game. These are the
Oh,
horseshoe
I thought I was
crab,
gonna say
the
something
butter.
about it.
Oh, okay, no, you motherfucker. Yeah, I told you not to get ahead of yourself, you son of a bitch.
No, I was just saying maybe keep reading to see if it
I
tells
think
you
it's
like
just probably
why
purely
what is.
cosmetic.
It's
Probably.
that's what I was
Yeah.
trying to say. Is it's purely cosmetic.
Yeah.
Now the drip water is just another thing that's going to look, I think, but the play
Well,
splash effects is going to be an actual, obviously a noise.
I mean
right,
But
that
everything else
does
is just going to be look.
that does
right, right.
add massive immersion to the game though. Like I
Yeah.
actually when I was making a thumbnail the other day of a Moza coming out of the water, I actually had to add in the splash effect coming out, like a PNG that I added. Like if you see that in game, I
There's
mean
no
it does
splash. There's
add a
no
lot more
ripple.
graphics, so I hopefully it'll balance out, and
Yeah.
actually I'm assuming with the sliders you could probably like allow this or not allow this maybe. I don't know. I guess it depends
I
on
do think
game
they need to add
species.
like when say a Moza sticks his head up above water to breathe, it needs to put that ripple effect around it. Or when somebody is jumping
Ooh, that
out of
would
the
be
water
cool.
and back in, it needs to because when you do it now, it just makes the water. I mean, essentially, it makes the water disappear
Maybe
in that spot, and your
that's
body appears in that spot. It doesn't do a splash, no ripple, nothing.
yeah. Maybe these splash effects will include that.
I hope
Maybe.
that would be a huge thing. That would be cool.
I hope they lower how long it lasts because right now you jump out of the water and it lasts like forever. And then you jump back in the water and you got another 8 seconds of hearing the
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't think they'd do that.
Okay.
fucking
Okay.
hell, dude.
Okay, 3 types of critter AI have been added to the game. These are the horseshoe crab, the bottom-dwelling Arganidus
The
fish,
fuck is
and
that?
the forest-roaming Aurora ceratops. They
Oh, that's
offer a
cool.
simple hunt and reward food. There is additionally a way to play as these AI creatures. The way to do
What?
it is secret and must be discovered while on Isla
Ooh.
Titania.
Hmm.
I
Wait,
wonder if
like
you
you can
could use
actually
these as like
grow
a
it?
spy.
I bet you this has something to do with the lore and the secrets
Yeah.
that they've mentioned earlier.
I want
And
to
it
be a
says
fucking
bottom-dwelling
fish.
Arganidus fish, so that might be that bottom
Oh,
walking
Are they
technique. Maybe
PvP
they need to
capable though?
eat those bad
hold
boys.
on. Well, how do you spell that?
It
Argano?
says
What
they provide hunts, so they must fight.
Arganidus. No, no, no. Like when you
Arganidus
play them, like the
fish.
secret way to play these creatures. So like when you play
No,
them,
it
are
just
they
says they
PvP
offer a
capable?
simple hunt. I don't think it offers hunt points.
A-R-G
No, 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 no. There is additionally a way to play
A-N-D-O-S.
as these AI
Yeah.
creatures. Yeah. So
Argandos
like,
fish.
are they
No, I was
PvP
referring to what
capable?
Kyle
Like,
said.
can you attack with them? Oh, okay. Yeah, can you attack with them? I wonder.
I'm sure they attack you if you fight them in the
Yeah, they
game.
attack you, but when you control them, can you attack with them?
I'm sure there is, but it's probably just as simple to kill
It's
them as
probably
it is
very
any other time.
minimal. Yeah, I'd imagine. Can you imagine like raiding an Irby like
With 50
group with just
horseshoe
like
crabs.
just massive horseshoe crab raid?
Time to put a pack limit on horseshoe
Oh,
crabs.
what if they
It's
did
an,
That'd be
something special like
hilarious,
they
man.
like
it's an
like
itty
a
bitty fish.
what if they did something special though, like
Unless it's
some
big.
sort of combat mechanic that adds like a
No, it's
trap
not.
or something. If they step on the horseshoe crab, they get like a
Yeah.
speed nerf or something. That would actually be
Oh,
kind of
that'd be
neat.
pretty sweet.
I don't know how, but
Landmines.
Speed nerf
you would lose a
for an
dinosaur
hour.
body though just to play the you know
I bet you it's on like
the
a
AI
timer, just
creature.
something fun or something.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Or if you could switch back and forth real quick. So you control the crab and then switch back to your dude and
Oh.
switch back and forth.
Hmm.
I don't know. Creatures can now be summoned to their
Ooh.
group by other group members under certain conditions. This can only be
Okay,
done
that's kind of
once
cool.
per creature lifetime and can only be done while the creature is below 0.7 growth.
That's really good.
It's
Nice. No, that's so
designed.
Good
nice. So
fucking
when
It's
thing.
somebody makes a fresh spawn, you can just get right to your
that's
homie.
very
Or
yeah,
like
that's very
when you
cool.
reincarnate, now you're back to point 4
Yeah,
and you're
that's
like on the other side of
fucking
the map.
awesome.
That is good. I like it.
That's
Yep,
awesome.
I
Yeah.
like that
I
a
think it
lot.
should be
That's
even
been
lower
much
growth,
needed.
but
Uh,
0.7. Yeah,
point
because
4 to
Rexes
point
and
7.
shit.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
pretty quick.
that could be abused.
yeah, it can. It can port
It
out
says
everybody
under
into one
certain
location,
conditions.
getting ready for a
I feel
fight.
like it can't be
Probably not when
near.
nearby creatures, I'd assume.
Yeah.
Like the same
And
Yeah.
it's
thing
only and
upon
it can
logging
only
in.
be done once too per that lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I like
Oh,
it.
okay. Done. Wait, yeah, once per creature. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. They thought of it. We're like trying to think of what they already thought of.
We're nitpicking them, but they're already
Yeah.
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
it.
Okay, it's designed to assist in fresh spawns or reincarnations, being able to quickly and easily get back to their group of friends to keep playing. Yep, that's good. We like that. Okay, sharp teeth and thick hide
Aha.
have been balanced. They are now
There we
capped,
go.
only able to provide a maximum of 6.667% damage increase per talent point for sharp teeth and
I don't like that.
6.667 damage of reduction per talent point for thick hide.
Why? It's
Why
lowering
not?
thick hide. Now Appas
Yeah,
don't have
they
an
can lower
insane.
thick hide, but if you remember, the talent points scaling thingy is different now with Constitution. Sharp Teeth was a way to get around the fact of
If it
a
is.
3.0
If it
dino.
is.
They should
Now
have put the
it's
scaling
way
at like
lower.
7% on sharp teeth and kept it at the
Constitution may
6.6
be a
for
little bit
thick
different
hide.
though.
Well,
Like
hopefully.
how the talent
7%
works.
scaling on sharp teeth might be
Because Sharp
the
Teeth is the only way to
there.
be able to, like, on those, like, Mosas and stuff like that, to be able to kill those other Mosas that are, like, what we did when me and Shin killed that one, like, almost 2.0 Mosa, and we were only 1.2. Because we had Sharp Teeth. That's the
Yeah,
only way to do
but
it.
the thick hide is also balanced now
Oh,
too,
you're
so
at
they'll still take more
Yeah.
damage.
Which will be
33.335%
nice.
with if you're 5 out of 3 is the increase in damage or
Yeah,
damage
that will be
reduction.
nice. I just hope that they make Constitution not fucking
I just like that
26% per talent point, because that's freaking ridiculous.
I just like that talent points are uh like they said like incremental, like each point is the same. So like, okay, so maybe it is further down where they talk about Constitution being a little bit different. Because yeah, if you get
I hope so.
26% in 1 point, that would be pretty
That's dumb as shit.
Yeah,
insane.
yeah, I agree.
I mean,
Like they would have to be complete and utter idiots to keep that.
no. Yeah, actually, you know what? I think we're just talking about Constitution in percentage based. Like before 1 point gives you 10%. Like maybe I don't know. I don't know.
Let's
We'll see
keep
what
reading, see if it
happens.
says something about it. I mean, it might.
I mean, no,
Oh, Stormlord, Stormlord.
maybe it's maybe it's not an
Scroll
actual
down, bitch.
26% health. Maybe it's just 26% of what you get for Constitution. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, so maybe it's 26% of the talent pool, but not actually 26% of your health.
I hope so.
Right, that's
I
what
think
it
it'll be that. I
means.
don't think it'll
That's what
actually
it
give you
means, yeah.
26% HP.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's just 26%
Okay, well.
of that talent's overall benefit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
say, would be like 50%, so you get 26% of whatever
Yep.
that
Okay.
50% would be.
That makes more sense. All right, so Ichthy has been given the Stormlord status condition,
Please let this
which
just be a base thing,
activates
not a
when
talent.
it is. It's not a
It
talent.
is a base.
It's a
I know,
base.
but you might be able to increase it with a talent, which would be fucking dumb. The Ichthy's don't need more talents that they need to get to be good. They're already way shittier than Lurds. Don't screw them over even more.
Well, that may buff them though, depending on what talent they take away. It may
Yeah.
buff them further if
No,
they
but
need
I
a
mean,
buff.
like they need like a
They
wide
could
like
replace
Lurdu's.
of element and put
No.
Stormlord.
What I'm saying,
They
what
don't
I'm
have
saying
that
is
element.
Lurdu's
They're
Wow,
semi-pro.
have
true. Very true.
a very linear like talent tree that they can go. They literally just have to go up a little bit and then go down into combat, and they're golden. Ichthy's are like, hey, we got to go up here. We got to go over and get Dart over on this side. Hey, yo, we got to go and get Slippery. We got to go and get this. Like Ichthy's talent tree sucks compared to Lurd's.
I guess we'll see. We'll have to find out.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's debatable.
On to the
Which
next.
activates when it's outside during stormy weather or while it's swimming. Ichthy and Lurdu can now control how long their dart lasts.
Oh,
Oh,
what?
that's sick. And it is
Interesting.
controlled by
Shit.
holding down right mouse button. Okay.
Can you
I
just
was
let it go like forever?
I'm sure
No.
there's a
There's gonna
cap,
be a
but
cap
Until you run
for
out
sure.
of maybe point, like
Infinite
you run
dart.
out of the
Infinite dart hacks, Trevor.
ability
Freaking.
power.
That'd be fucking shitty.
I held my mouse right button
Oh, well,
mouse button until it exploded and went all the way across the map.
what if you could do a really big jump, but it tanks all your stamina?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It just like eats all your
Oh
HP
wait,
really
it
I
like
quickly.
wonder if it's
maybe it's
kind of
like
like
chrono
chrono,
charge or something.
yes, and
Yeah,
then
Yeah,
it
that's
like
what I'm
build
there's
it up.
still a limit, but it lets you go further. But if you keep holding it, then
That'd be cool.
you're just wasting.
I like tapping
I
that
wouldn't
though.
want
Like
to be able
I
to
feel like
stop
that would
though.
take away
Like I
from
wouldn't want it
chrono.
to be like chrono to where you stop though.
Yeah, that'd be
You
dumb.
know?
Yeah.
I mean, you can kind of already control your stop if you strafe, anyways.
Yeah, that's true. But it may give you a bigger dart though, which would be kind
Right.
of cool too. Let's see. Ichthy and Lurdu balance changes are still a work in progress, and they're still very much subject to change. Additionally, any and all balance points in the patch are still subject to change prior to public release. That makes sense. Akra's roar has been nerfed.
Yes.
Yay,
Nice.
good. Akras have
Oh,
been
shit.
way overpowered for way too long.
Now nerf their
Which is great.
healing.
Now nerf size. Oh wait.
Honestly,
Oh, I'm
though,
so
like
fucked.
Acro, I still think Acro should have good healing, but if their roar's been nerfed, then that's pretty big though, because before, like, what got you out of situations was getting injured, and like that roar would prevent you from getting injured. So, and I still think I still think it should to a certain degree, but that's good that it's been nerfed. I just don't know how much.
Hey, buddy.
Packy's charge has been capped,
Haha.
What's in?
having a
Can you
maximum
check out the oven
knockback,
quick? Put your
damage, and
shoes on.
injury.
It might be a little damp out there.
Packy's charge has been capped, having a maximum knockback, damage, and injury value it can deal, regardless of charging speed or duration. Okay. I don't
I
know if
hate that.
Yeah, I don't know if that
What?
really.
Oh.
Maybe
I
it's
don't know
still
about
at a good
that.
rate though. Maybe it's still at a good rate. We don't know. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's capped from like super big packies. You know what I mean?
What?
So that way the super big ones can't just like eat anything. So maybe
Yeah.
What's the next one?
this is
I think it was
this
a
is
glitch.
wait. No,
Yeah, that was a.
You can no longer dart grab a
Yeah,
player. It's
I
when
you
you
see.
gotta
dart
read the rest
first.
of it.
and
It's
drop
just
to their
saying
death.
taking someone above, like a
To
Moza darting
land,
over
if you catch them
over the
land.
land bridge, and then
Bro,
they
if you
drop
do
them,
that,
and
that's just
then
skill. Like, you should be allowed to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the
Like, you,
problem with this is when Moses were massive, they could grab anything and then drop it.
Just like beach
well,
themselves
no,
and
But it's a
grab
skill
it.
thing. You're still putting yourself in a dangerous situation.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. If you fuck up your dart, like if you're able to be skillful enough to grab something, jump over or grab something on the edge of land, jump over the land up into the air, drop them to their death, and then land, like, bro,
Yeah, no lie,
you
that does
deserve
take a
that
lot of
kill.
skill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
I've seen
Like,
that.
that's
Have you guys
epic.
seen those videos of people doing that? Like they take massive
Yeah.
Moses. That it takes a massive Moses to do that though, because their grab is so that on the big jaw or the powerful jaw. That's what it's really dependent upon if they can actually pick the thing up.
Yeah.
But I seen them
yeah,
doing
they're
appas and
just. I
everything
mean,
too. So
it's whatever. I don't see an issue with it. I mean,
yeah, I don't
it
know
was a
either.
And
fun thing to
It
do. It was fun, funny,
maybe
but
they changed it because of the growth rates. You're gonna be able to get so much bigger faster on a Moza, so they're like they don't want to
Hopefully,
messing that shit.
Possibly.
hopefully you
Yeah.
can still grab the player while you're darting, because it says
all
Moses
right,
can no
next one.
longer dart, grab a player. What
I
does
think
that
it's
mean?
just
Or
they're
is
You
that
just
can
it?
not
grab
gonna
them
take
at the
fall
end. You
damage.
can
Okay.
grab
That's
them
what's
at the
gonna
end of the dart.
happen. I just think they just
Yeah.
won't take fall damage if you drop them on land.
Is that it?
There are many other smaller changes, balance changes not listed here, and bug fixes in the update as well. A full list of notes will be shown when we conduct our first public test. Okay,
Cool.
and then the rest
I
of it
kind of want
just
to take
says like
Friday
how
off.
to.
It's
Are you
just
allowed to stream it, Rob?
Yeah,
when
I
you
can stream it.
practice?
I can stream
Okay.
it.
Cool.
So, just to wrap this up, what are you guys most excited about after all that?
Everything sounds pretty solid. It's just gonna piss so many people off,
I'm
dude. I
excited.
love
I'm
it.
honestly excited to see the growth change and
I think it's
the badges.
I think it's going to
I'm
excite
excited
the
to
right people and piss off the people that actually need to go. That's ruining the
Yeah,
game.
I'm excited when I see the Crybabies reactions reading that. Oh, this is only active on PvE servers only.
And
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
guarantee you their server or their Discord, general chats are going to be blowing up with angry people because they've become so accustomed to having things
Yeah.
easy and cave debuffs turned off and all that stuff to where they can just do
But
whatever the hell they want.
They have
And
a PvE game mode for those people, so.
right. And they may make their whole server. I feel like
I
there.
mean,
I
chill
don't know.
servers.
There's very few
Why do
chill
they want to go to
servers.
Titania? I mean, they probably want to go to it to see the new things that they have to offer, but Titania brings in all the new gameplay options, though, which they don't even really care about. So chill servers can just go chill in their own little world, whatever.
I do think they need to market this, and get people interested in this, not just the people that are, in the Discord. They need to do something
sneak
to
peeks all
market
week,
this.
baby.
Like,
do something.
games, big games, they do expansions and they announce this thing. Or they need to put something on, Steam and saying this is a big update here, they
Depending
need to
on
get
how long it'll
people
take to actually release.
right,
So.
but they need to get people aware of this. Like if someone that doesn't play this game at all and they're like, "Oh, this looked cool," and then they never came back to it, they need
Yeah.
to be able to see this with a big change. Or they looked at it and like, I don't know if this is for me. I played it for 2 days and it's just not for me.
Bob 2.0,
Gotta-
man. Bob
They
2.0.
gotta-
need
Heroes did that.
need some
but some other games did
visual
that too.
teasers like for this patch, like visual video. That's so much better for
They
marketing than
they did
people
the
wanting
trailer.
to spend the time reading this.
They did a trailer video for Titania.
Right, but I'm
But
saying
not for,
like a
all
patch
the.
notes highlight the
Yeah.
major changes in a video,
More,
like kind of
more
like
sneak peeks. They need.
They
more
need to
sneak
make a
peeks.
YouTube video and just get everybody involved in this. Not involved, but excited.
Do people
Yeah.
know about it right now in the Bob server? Are people sharing this?
It's not a public announcement. At least to my knowledge, it's not. It was only to content creators
Uh-huh.
who could actually go over this and look at this. So, I think this is how it's going to get released to the public through content creators, rather than just being a public patch note thing. Which I just wish they would release this to everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, why I just don't understand why they would leave it up to content creators to release this information, because it's just
Probably to get your
going-
guys' feedback first before the public, because they
yeah,
want you guys
maybe.
to test it, because you're more involved. Just hearing I guess two separate like hearing like what the hardcore like I guess content creators
Yeah,
have
that's a
to
good
say
point.
over what the public has to say is kind of like probably two separate.
That's a good point. That's a good point. But okay, yep, that about sums it up. That's everything that's gonna be changing. I'm fucking stoked to play it. I can't wait to play it. I'm gonna take
Yeah,
Friday
I'm
off to
excited.
do this whole deal, and then when
I
Titania
might take a.
releases, I might just take off a couple days.
I'll
you
take off.
know.
Yeah, I might do that too. I'll take off probably half day Friday.
So, okay, I'm gonna wrap this video up, guys. Thanks to everybody tuning in to watch, and hope to see you all on Titania. Thanks for
Yeah,
watching,
look forward.
guys.